और वित्त आयोग की प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस चल रही है, क्या कुछ कह रहे हैं सुनिए।
And this was about easily 80 slides plus, so quite an extensive presentation in which the finance secretary outlined what the state of Uttarakhand would like to do, would like the finance commission to do in different areas. And I'll give you some basic highlights. Part of the presentation was also about how Uttarakhand economy has performed, how it has done, its demography, its socio-economic indicators, but then focusing also on the finances, which is the main part of the main issue with which the commission deals. And then he outlined what the state recommends with respect to the vertical devolution, what the state recommends with respect to the horizontal devolution, and what it would like the commission to do regarding the local body grants and on disaster relief. And then he also outlined several of the projects for which the state would like the finance commission to provide special grants. All right. What I'll give you in terms of the specifics is on vertical devolution and horizontal devolution. So on vertical devolution, the state made these recommendations that the commission examine the possibility of increasing the share of the states. So 15th Finance Commission had recommended that out of the divisible pools, 41% be given to the states and the remaining 51% to the central government. The state of Uttarakhand says that it would like the commission to consider raising that share from 41% to a number which is larger. The state also said regarding cesses and surcharges. Now, as I mentioned to you earlier at the beginning, that cesses and surcharges levied by the central government are not shared. They are not a part of the divisible pool. That is as per the constitution. Constitution gives the central government to levy cesses and surcharges which go in entirety, 100% of them, to the central government. So because over time these cesses and surcharges have expanded, and therefore the cesses and surcharges do not become a part of the divisible pool. So divisible pool as a part of the gross tax revenues of the central government has been shrinking. So from that perspective, the Uttarakhand government suggested that the commission consider recommending a cap of 10% on centre's gross, 10% on the cesses and surcharges. It also suggested that we recommend that the lifespan of each cess be maximally fixed at 5 years, and it suggested that maybe some of the cesses that are for specific sectors be shared with the state governments. So that's regarding the vertical devolution. On horizontal devolution, I'll explain to you first what the 15th Finance Commission had recommended, and then I will also tell you what the state of Uttarakhand has recommended in terms of what changes should be made to what the 15th Finance Commission had recommended. Now, 15th Finance Commission had recommended that 15% of the devolution of the state's share in the divisible pool be shared based on the population shares. So, if a state's share is 5% in the national population, then it would receive 5% of that 15% of the state share in the divisible pool. So we normally say that population was given a weight of 15% in the horizontal devolution, meaning that 15% was to be divided as per the state shares in the population. Similarly, the 15th Finance Commission also suggested that 12.5% be divided based on the total fertility rate. What that meant was that the lower the total fertility rate, larger the share of the state. The idea here was that states which had made good progress in bringing down the rate of growth of population should be rewarded. So 12.5% was to be therefore devolved by under the 15th Finance Commission based on the total fertility rates. Then a very common criterion that has been used by all finance commissions, at least in the last last 7 or 8 finance commissions at least, is the income distance criterion. Now the finance commission traditionally has had this very strong objective of what is called the fiscal equalization, that some states which have a very low per capita income don't have enough capacity to raise their own tax revenues, because to a very large degree the capacity to raise your own tax revenues depends on your per capita income. So there is this objective that the states which have low per capita income and therefore low capacity to raise their own tax revenues be given a little bit more through the Finance Commission devolution. So this is so what we do, what the commissions do is, they take the per capita income of the richest state. Traditionally that has been Haryana in the last 20 years or so, 25 years. Before that it was Punjab. So you take the difference between the per capita income of this richest per capita income state, Haryana, and the particular state, say for example Uttarakhand, then whatever is that difference times the population. So some portion of the divisible pool is then given out in proportion to this income distance. Okay, so 15th Finance Commission gave a weight of 45%, and that weight has varied between 45 to almost 62.5% for the last 4 or 5 commissions, and so that tells you that there is a very strong kind of objective that the finance commissions have generally pursued, objective of equity, equalizing the capacity to raise your tax revenues. So that's income distance. Then there is area. What is your area in the total area of the country? And the larger the area, the larger the devolution. And the idea there is that if the area is too large, then the cost of provision of public services rises. Roads have to be built on a larger area. Your communication, everything, electricity, lights, poles, etc. have to be put out on a larger area and so forth. So there is area also. So 15% 15th Finance Commission had devolved 15% of its divisible pool, state share in the divisible pool based on the area. Forest cover is another one, on the assumption that forest and ecology create benefits for the entire country, and also to some degree that the larger the forest area, the less the land area available to that state for other uses. So there is a cost to having forest also for the state itself. So forest cover was given a weight of 10%. Then tax effort. There is also sometimes some finance commissions have felt that for efficiency purposes we should also give some consideration to what kind of effort each state is making to raise its own tax revenues as opposed to the capacity to raise taxes, and that effort is rewarded also, and that was 2.5% weight. So 15, 12.5, 45, 15, 10, 2.5, that added up to 100. So that was the 15th Finance Commission. As against that, what does Uttarakhand recommend? For population, Uttarakhand says 15%. On the TFR, Uttarakhand says that no, do not use that variable, do not use total fertility rate as a criterion for horizontal devolution. So the Uttarakhand's recommendation is to do away with that criterion. Income distance, Uttarakhand reduces the weight from 45 to 40%. On area, Uttarakhand says increase that from 15 to 20%. On forest cover, Uttarakhand has a major recommendation saying that increase that from 10% to 20%. So its recommendation is to double the weight of the forest area. On tax effort, it keeps 2.5% at 2.5%, and then it also has recommended that we also reward fiscal discipline by the states. How the states are controlling their fiscal deficit, their revenue deficit, etc. So that's some sort of fiscal discipline variable. Another 2.5% for that. So for Uttarakhand, the recommendations are population 15%, income distance 40%, area 20%, forest cover 20%, tax effort 2.5%, fiscal discipline another 2.5%, and all that adds up to 100. So that is the recommendation by the Uttarakhand state of Uttarakhand. So that's roughly overall description of what happened this morning. Will now take 3 or 4 questions. आइडेंटिफाई करें, कोई माइक्रोफोन होगा ना उनको माइक्रोफोन।
सर एक सवाल मेरा है सर।
किधर हैं आप?
मैं यहाँ हूँ सर, सुरेंद्र डसीला जी न्यूज से। मेरा ये सवाल है सर कि 73वां और 74वां जो संविधान संशोधन हुआ, जिसमें पंचायतों और निकायों को आर्थिक रूप से सशक्त करने की बात रही, अब 30-32 साल बाद भी आपकी इस स्थिति को क्या देखते हैं और कितने इसे लेके आप लोग गंभीर हैं? क्योंकि अभी भी निकायों और पंचायतों को स्टेट और नेशनल के फंड पे कई बार निर्भर होना पड़ता है।
हाँ, सो ये जो है वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस है। जो इसकी प्रोग्रेस काफ़ी कुछ स्टेट पे निर्भर करती है। कौन सा राज्य जो है जो फंक्शंस उनको डिवॉल्व करने हैं पंचायतों को या म्यूनिसिपैलिटीज़ को, स्टेट्स इफेक्टिवली डिवॉल्व करती हैं और उस डिवोल्यूशन के साथ में फाइनेंशियल रिसोर्सेज भी प्रोवाइड करने होते हैं। तो फाइनेंस कमीशन सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट जो ग्रांट्स लोकल बॉडीज़ को दी जाती हैं पंचायतों को और म्यूनिसिपैलिटीज़ को, वो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के बजट से आती हैं। पर इसमें साथ ही साथ स्टेट्स का भी ऑब्लिगेशन होता है। तो देयर इज़ एक स्टेट फाइनेंस कमीशन भी होता है। तो स्टेट फाइनेंस कमीशन ये रिकमेंडेशन देता है कि स्टेट को कितना डिवॉल्व करना चाहिए लोकल बॉडीज़ को। तो उस पर स्टेट पे भी निर्भर करता है। एंड सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि स्टेट इटसेल्फ जो है किन किन फंक्शंस को इफेक्टिवली डिवॉल्व करती है। व्हाट हैपेंड हियर? तो इसमें जो है प्रोग्रेस अलग अलग राज्यों में अलग अलग तरीके की है। जैसे केरल में देखें तो पंचायत बहुत अच्छा काफ़ी काम कर रही है और काफ़ी इफ़ेक्टिव डिवोल्यूशन हुआ है। दूसरे स्टेट्स में देखें तो कम हुआ है। तो ये आपको स्टेट में वेरिएशन मिलेगा क्योंकि अलग अलग स्टेट्स ने अलग अलग एफर्ट किया है इन फंक्शंस को डिवॉल्व करने का। नहीं, माइक्रोफोन नहीं, आपका सवाल तो 1 मिनट माइक्रोफोन तो आ जाए ना। किधर है वो? अच्छा, माइक्रोफोन है नहीं तो उसने कैसे था? अभी माइक्रोफोन चाहिए तो ओह ऐसी ओके नहीं, चलिए बोल दीजिए।
कर्जे में जी रही है
क्या सर? सॉरी,
उत्तराखंड सरकार और ये राज्य 25 वर्षों से कर्जे में जी रहा। हाँ कि हरियाणा जैसे टैक्सेस को ज्यादा वसूल लेता है और अपनी आमदनी बढ़ाता है, घाटा कैसे कम होगा, आप क्या सजेस्ट कर रहे हैं? और जो आपकी चीफ मिनिस्टर से बात की उसमें चीफ मिनिस्टर ने आपसे क्या उम्मीद जताई है कि हमारी स्टेट को क्या मदद आप रिकमेंड करेंगे, कैसे हम अपने पैरों पे खड़े होंगे, वो आप क्या सजेस्ट कर रहे हैं?
नहीं, ऐसा है ये, फिर आपका खराब हो गया। ओके, नहीं, एक तो आपका ये जो आपने कहा ना, जो फिस्कल डेफिसिट है